Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Steck. Welcome to your first clarinet lesson. Now, the first thing we want to do when we find our instrument is figure out how to open our case. Now, your case is probably going to be something like this, and if we're lucky, it's got a handle. Your handle is almost always going to be on the bottom of your case, and your latches are going to open up. So that way, you can open it. Also, it's good to look for a logo. Logos are also almost always going to be on the top of your case. So I like to set cases down on the floor, especially big instrument cases, so I don't drop anything. And then I'm going to open it up, and the only thing we're going to need for this lesson is a mouthpiece. Now, I don't have a clarinet mouthpiece right now, but I do have a saxophone mouthpiece, and they're very similar. So your mouthpiece is going to be a black part like this, and it's going to have a cork right here. And then you're also going to need this metal piece with screws. That's your ligature. And then there's one more thing you need to make your mouthpiece work, and that's a reed. Reeds come in these plastic cases. Here's one that's clear so you can actually see. And what you're going to do is pull the reed out of the case gently and put it in your mouth because reeds have to be a little bit wet. So, another thing that you need to know is which way your ligature goes, okay? So it can basically fit on here any way it wants, but the right way is with your screws right here on your right hand side. So this one, the screws are on my side because that's where my right hand is. There are some ligatures that are like this because the screws are on the back, not this one. So to put our reed on, we want to be very careful because reeds are kind of expensive, but they're also really fragile. What we want to do is have our ligature already on our mouthpiece, push it up just a little bit so there's some space, and take the flat side of our reed. You'll see this side's flat, and this side is kind of rounded. See, there's the rounded side and a flat side. We want the flat side to go right up against our mouthpiece. Slide up the ligature, and then just slide everything in. Nice and easy. And what we want is for there to be just a little bit of mouthpiece sticking up behind the reed. It's hard to tell with this one because this reed is black, but your reeds won't be. Then we want our ligature on the thickest part of the reed down here. We don't want it up here on this thin part or it won't be able to vibrate. Then you could tighten it, not super tight, just so they don't fall off. And when you blow, watch your ears for this one, the sound you're going to hear is something like this. Now, some of the sounds that just came out were not very nice sounds to hear. There's also a right way for you to put the mouthpiece in your mouth. So your top teeth are going to rest on top of the mouthpiece like this. Just like that. And then our bottom teeth are going to be hiding under our lip. So this bottom lip is going to roll up and cover our teeth just a little bit. Just like that. Okay? For a clarinet, this is not a clarinet mouthpiece, so it won't quite work. Your mouthpiece is going to be pointed just about straight down. So not straight, but just a little bit out here, and then you're going to blow. Now, we're just going to try one long note. It might not work, but that's okay. Ready? Try and just get one consistent sound. I'm not getting one, but that doesn't mean you won't. Another thing we want to do is be able to tongue. If we took a breath between every note, that would make us really worn out and we wouldn't be able to play very fast. So we want to be able to tongue. When we tongue, the tip of our tongue is going to touch the tip of our reed because that's where it lives. If we brought all of this out, you would see the reed resting on my tongue. So I'll go ta ta or toot toot on the reed. Just like that. Now, when you put your woodwind instrument away, your clarinet, or in this case, my saxophone mouthpiece, I need to take the reed off because we don't want mold growing in there. And I can just hold it in my mouth until I'm ready. And I can take a cloth and wipe in here so it's nice and dry, have the ligature on the mouthpiece, and then just set it in my case. when I put my instrument away, when I put my reed away, what I want to do is make sure this flat side of the reed is on the flattest part of the reed case. See, there's a part with lots of stuff so that your reed can dry out, and then there's a part that's pretty flat. I want to set it just inside with the tip of the reed on the flat part and slide it in. Now it's safe, and I can keep that right in my case. And when you put your instrument in your case, you want to make sure, especially for these woodwind instruments, that all the keys are facing up. Because if they're facing down, they'll bend, and then it won't work. Then close your case, latch it up, and you're ready to go.